Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's good morning by me on the east side of the United States. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good, wonderful morning to you. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning here, and I am here today. Well, just trying to share with you. I'm here today to talk to you about the 7 steps of the algorithm. My name is Lana. Shalom. While we're gathering, I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Lana Shalom. I'm a certified neurographic instructor and coach. I've been practicing Neurographica for the last 4 years, and for the last 3 years it has been professionally. I am also a supervisor at the Neurographic Instructors course for the last, well, this is my 3rd year, so I would say also about 2.5 years. And having a wonderful, beautiful experience teaching Neurographica, practicing Neurographica, facilitating Neurographica, doing a lot of things that's Neurographica. I am excited to be bringing this series of the 7 steps of the algorithm videos to you. And today we will be discussing the 5th step, okay, step number 5. Well, let's go quickly through all the other steps. Okay, step 1 of the 7 steps is setting the goal, figuring out what's your thematic idea, what is it that you would like to achieve through this drawing. Step number 2 is starting your composition. We can do it 3 ways. We can start with the shapes, we can start with the neurolines, or we can start with a dramatic synapses, which would be the catharsis. Step number 3 is a conjoining, the rounding process. Step number 4 is the integration, where we start to integrate the main composition within the background. We start adding neurolines. Step number 4.2 is the archetyping, which is what we discussed in last session, I believe on Monday. And today we will be discussing the field lines, the lines of the universe. 1 second. Okay, just want to make sure I see your comments. Okay, on Facebook. So let's start discussing something. So today's and tomorrow's sessions, right? Today will be field lines, and tomorrow will be a fixing shape. Okay, it's interesting to know that today and tomorrow we have some steps that are the most mystical steps, the least understood step by new students, by advanced students. These 2 steps are quite can get quite confusing. So let's start this. Step 5 is called the field lines. I also call them the universal lines, which better transcend the understanding of what they're about. So it's interesting to note, I do want to tell you this interesting inside story that at one point in the very, very beginning, when Pavel Piskaryov, the founder, the creator of Neurographica, just created Neurographica, he did not have the steps 5 and step 6, okay? And people would get to the point where they would be very excited, you know, they would pass, you know, according to the, if you guys remember, all remember the pyramid of consciousness, right? It's we are passing through the ego, right? We're passing through the consciousness, and then we go into the part where it's unconscious or subconscious or unconscious, right? And then we go through the egregors, we go through the archetypes, and Pavel did not have these two steps. And then people started saying that they were so excited, were so overwhelmed, so like, it wasn't overwhelming, but it was extremely energetic. They would draw, usually the session would take place in the evening, and people will draw, and people were so energetic afterwards, would have a hard time falling asleep, you know, they had boundless energies. And that's when Pavel went and he kind of completed this 7-step process, and he added these 2 very important steps that kind of give a closure, give a, you know, a completion to what you started when you start the beginning of the Neurographic drawing. So that's interesting to know. Another thing I want to bring in is that the field lines, if we look again at the pyramid of consciousness, right? The field lines are right here in the bottom. Those of you who would like to get a reminder or don't know what the pyramid of consciousness is, it's a pyramid that was created by Pavel Piskaryov, the founder of Neurographica. It is based upon the pyramid of consciousness that Carl Gustav Jung has created. But Pavel took it and kind of completed it, went much deeper, added, there are 7 layers here. And it's an amazing, amazing pyramid. You are welcome to see it. I have actually not just 1, but 2 open YouTube sessions on my YouTube channel. It's called Lana Shalom. You're welcome to go there. You're welcome to look at it. It's absolutely magnificent. It's absolutely amazing. I highly recommend for everybody to see it, whether you're interested in Neurographic or not. By itself, it's an amazing, amazing amount of information that you would be, you know, is something you would be interested in just learning and finding out. So that's the pyramid of consciousness, right? So if we look at the pyramid of consciousness, the field lines number 5 are on the bottom part. The bottom part is the part where we start the absolute, the drive. This is where the absolute energy is. This is where the origin, the foundation of the universe is. This is where the 5 elements are. So that's important to know, that when we start drawing the field lines, we stepped over the ego, we went into our subconscious, you know, we went through the egregors and the archetypes, and we go into the absolute drive, into the self, okay? So when we do this step, right, this is the step when we start becoming, you know, we start becoming more aware, we start bringing into our drawing, our, I call it the soul, right? This inner part of us, which is the soul, which is the drive, which is the absolute self that knows where we're going and how we're going. And it gives support to our drawing. It gives support to our goal, to our quest. And it's absolutely, absolutely amazing, like I said. It's interesting to know that the reason why I personally call it the universal lines is because they really are the energetical like flow, the energetical power of the universe that kind of gives direction, that kind of gives a push to everyone, you know, toward their goal, to kind of give support. You know, it's like having a support from parents. You know, when you're ready, you brought this idea, you brought this project that you thought of to the world, right? You shared it with the world. And it's interesting to see that the world didn't just accept it, but the world is also supporting you, right? The world is saying, don't worry, I'm here to give you support. I'm here to bring you whatever is necessary to connect you to your goal, okay? it's interesting to know that when we draw the neural lines, when we draw the field lines, it's important to pay attention to the direction of the universal lines. At this point, I'm actually going to transfer my camera, as I want to show you as we start continue to discuss this further. Give me a second. Okay. 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 Instagram, hello again. I'm just gonna go lower you down. I believe I'm gonna turn it like this so you guys will be able to see what I am drawing. Okay. So let's take this. Okay. Let's discuss the neural lines. Okay. Give me a second. Just check to make sure Facebook is following. Okay, excellent. So let's start figuring this out on the paper as we usually do, right? We always start our storytelling with words, and then we continue our storytelling with on the paper. It's interesting to know that we need to pay attention to the direction of the universal of the field lines. Okay, there are three directions the field lines can take. Okay, the field lines can be what? They can be horizontal, right? In which case they are symbolic of the horizontal state of mind, the horizontal state of the human development, right? What is the horizontal state? The horizontal state is the state of resting, the state of gathering resources, the state of resting, the state of developing, the state of completion, maybe, right? If we go to the Groff's matrices, right? Stanislav Grof was I believe a Slavian or a Czech psychologist that developed the development of the embryo. And what he said was that the embryo, that the child, the human development starts way before the human being is even born. It starts in the, in the womb. And he would say that there were 4 stages of development. The first stage was the pregnancy, right? And during the pregnancy, what does a fetus do? The fetus rests, and the fetus, what? The fetus gains resources. The fetus just gains everything there is possible, connection to the mother, just resting and gathering resources, okay? The second step, right, is when the fetus, is when the contractions start, right? The labor starts. Actual more contractions, right? It's a process of labor, but not the labor itself. In that case, the fetus is getting ready to what? To start becoming more active. That's a diagonal line. So just remember, when you have a diagonal line, right? This is what happens. When you have a diagonal line, you are kind of in the process of starting to become more active. Okay, you're in the process of being more active. Okay, and the third step is the labor itself, the active labor, right? The actual passing of the fetus through the birth canal, right? And in that case, it also signifies a different direction of the diagonal line, right? Some diagonal lines are when you are gathering strength, right? You gather strength and you're ready to become active. And sometimes diagonal line may mean you've been so active that you need to rest, and also you could tend to go diagonal, right? And the fours is when a person is born and its life itself, right, is active vertical line, okay? So the active vertical line is the next step, the next possibility for a field line. This is something to keep in mind every time you do a field line, every time you're looking to bring in the universe within your drawing, within your neurographic drawing. It's important to start following the steps, to start looking at it, to start understanding how this works. Now, it's important to know that when we choose a direction within one drawing, we follow that direction. What does it mean? Did you see what I did here? I did 3 drawings. I did the horizontal, then I did diagonal, then I did vertical. When you actually draw the universal lines within your actual drawing, you need to choose just one. You should never do crisscross applesauce, you know, you should never do anything crisscross. Like the way I just showed you guys, this is not the way to bring in field lines within one picture. I just gave you 3 examples and showed you 3 types of field lines. But when you choose a picture, right, if you choose to do a horizontal line, that's what you do, right? You draw the horizontal field line. If you choose to do diagonal, you can do that, right? Or if you choose to do vertical, right? Now, sometimes what you can do is, right, you can do, we have an exception to this rule, right? That exception is the mandala, right? Those of you who took the Neuro Mandala course, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who didn't and are interested in this amazing, amazing course, you're welcome to take it. We have this course in recording, okay, in mandala, right? Because we work with circles and we work with the center. What we're going to do is we have the center, okay? We have neural lines. The field lines go from the center outwards, and that's the specific nature of the mandala. So that's something to keep in mind. It's not something that's, you know, usually done. In the picture, in the regular drawing, we always start on one side of the paper and finish at another, either left to right, right to left, bottom to top, or diagonally from one corner to another corner, okay, from here to here or from here to here, okay? That's important to know. Now, imagine if a person starts saying, oh, okay, so I want what, so when, let's say a person says, you know what, I need to still gather resources. So the person draws horizontal lines, gathering resources, and it stays like this, okay? And then the person says, oh, wait, let me add some diagonal. So what you're kind of doing is giving mixed messages to the universe. When you're asking the universe for support, you're kind of telling the universe, I want some gathering resources, but I also want to start kind of spending those resources. So you have to be very careful when you send one message. So again, for one drawing, you send one message. Let's say you make another drawing afterwards, and yes, you can do a different field line. You know, it's not per day, it's per drawing, okay? So once you send the horizontal neural lines, the horizontal universal lines, and that's what you keep, okay? Once you send the diagonal, you do that. Now, sometimes, okay, let me show you another possibility, right? Now, what else we have? We also have a NeuroTree, right? The NeuroTree algorithm, an amazing algorithm of the specialist course. Those of you who are interested in this amazing metaphorical drawing, right? Welcome to join me. I will be leading actually 2 courses this semester, this month. In September, I'm starting the special Neurographica coaching group where we just practice the algorithms. And we also, we will also be actually leading the certified specialist course starting on September 30th, okay, the very last day of September. Just FYI for those of you who are interested. So when we draw the NeuroTree, what do we focus on? So we focus on bringing the field lines, the universal lines. We mostly make them horizontal. Why? Because a NeuroTree is an algorithm for growth, okay? Okay, so we do focus on the growth itself within this algorithm. So when we bring the universal line, it kind of it's kind of logical, it's kind of understanding that we want to bring in the vertical neural lines. Now, sometimes we have a drawing and this is what we're going to do. Okay, let me show you, right? We have a drawing and the universal line, the field line will look like this. Look. Okay, the line goes like this. And then what you can do is you can either go from here or you can go and from here, right? And go like that. You can also go like this, right? Looks like somewhat like a tree, like a bush, I would say, right? And it's interesting to note over here that we need to pay attention to the fact that even though this looks like it's crossing, it's not crisscrossing, okay? Look what happens. It's just like growing of a branch, okay? The universal, the field lines are stemming or, sourcing from one area, and then they kind of start spreading around, okay? This is not crisscrossing. This is still going into one direction, right? Even though this looks like more vertical, it's actually diagonal. And this is diagonal, this diagonal. And it can also go the opposite, like this, like this. So it's not different direction, but it's rather more like, the direction that's like evolving, it's let's say if somebody's too active and they want to rest, it's going this way, right? Active, then diagonal, then kind of more horizontal. Could be the opposite, right? Somebody that's horizontal, right? They're saying, you know what, I am resting, but I think soon, very soon, I will have enough strength to start becoming more active, and they start coming, more, they start getting toward the vertical. That's okay, by the way. This is okay to do that. Again, as long as they're not crisscrossing in the middle of the paper like this. This is not what we're looking for, right? The only reason I show this to you is to show you different lines. That is not the way we draw the universal lines in the paper. This is what you are not supposed to do, and this is what you are supposed to do, okay? Just to remind you again, okay? Let's go further. Let's then start saying something interesting, right? Okay, so now the next question, I do want to let you know that this series of videos that I'm bringing to you, first I did on the 10 principles. You can find it on my YouTube channel, Lana Shalom. Then then now we're doing the 7 steps. Afterwards, we're actually going to do the pyramid of consciousness. We're going to go through them. It's interesting to know that the reason why I'm doing this is because I had people ask me questions about the different aspects of neurographic drawing, something that they didn't catch or didn't understand originally during the basics course, or even the specialist, or even like, people who are the instructor's course. This is a great way to kind of deepen the knowledge, fully understand what the process of Neurographic entails. It's important to understand this. I do want to bring in, so other questions I have, the number of neural lines, the number of field lines we add to the drawing, okay? So the minimum, we need to have 2 lines, minimum, okay? What is the maximum? The maximum would go according to the size of the paper. Okay, this is a smaller size, and within this paper size, this size is 9 by 6, right? Half of the A4, half of the printing paper, right? So I'm going to show it to you here. I'm going to show you the picture from my last Neurographic coaching course, right? We finished on Monday. You see, I added 2 neural lines, 2 field lines are completely enough for me. I did not need to add more. When you have bigger pictures, right? When your pictures are bigger, when they're more kind of evolved, let me tell you. Show you, and mostly, okay. Here I have this picture from the specialist course, right? You see 2 thick lines, right? This is the field lines. So the field lines, I have also 2. Oh, I have 3 here. The bigger the size, the more neural lines you usually add, okay? I have a picture here on the wall. It's actually in front of me, so I can't even really fully show you. There's another picture from the specialist course. Look, 1, 2, 3. If I take even a bigger format of paper, what I do is I can even add, you know, for people who draw on poster size papers, you can even add the, you can even add 4 or 5 neural lines. You need to add as many neural lines as it is necessary for you to send a message to the universe that this is my goal, this is my quest. I am asking you, universe, for assistance. Important to know that when you draw the neural lines, if you paid attention when I drew them, every time I would go, I would have to go 2-3 times. The neural lines have to be thicker, right? Let's go actually back here. Let's take an example. The neural lines have to be thicker than the regular lines in your drawing, right? The regular lines are thinner. The neural lines have to be thicker, right? Sometimes people do the opposite. Sometimes they draw with a thinner line and they start saying, oh, this must be the neural line. This must be the way, you know, to bring some different type of a line. So it should be the opposite. Yes, the neural lines have to be highlighted. They need to be emphasized. The field line, they need to be emphasized within your drawing. And there are 2 ways to do that. Number 1 is graphically by making them thicker, right? If you notice, the picture is done in a brown color. And I made them the field line thicker, and then I made it with a different color in order to bring it out, in order to highlight it, in order to emphasize this line from the regular environment, from the regular background, right? Another thing, so I said 2 ways, right? Graphically making thicker, and number 2 is by color, making a different color, okay? Now, color is your choice. I usually do it within all my pictures, right? This is my album for all the ARLs we drew during the course, right? So I usually like to do different color. Like, for example, here it wasn't, but I usually do. I usually always use a different color for my fixing shape and for my, see over here, the picture is done in a blue color. And I did the neural lines and the fixing shape in brown. And again, the reason for that is I would like to highlight, I would like to bring out, to emphasize the field lines within my drawing. And of course, as a result, within my life, within my goal, okay? Now, I do get questions like this, Lana. I'm afraid to add those ugly, you know, big lines that are going to ruin my beautiful drawing. Okay, what do I do now? Let's discuss this. Okay, let's discuss again the idea of the 7 steps of the algorithm as according to the pyramid of consciousness. Okay, I do want to bring that to you. I want to emphasize here, 1 second, I'm looking for a different pyramid over here that I had, right? Okay. Seems to be the best example of the pyramid here. I have another one, okay? If we discuss the pyramid, right? The pyramid, the step 5, the field lines are where the elements are, okay? This is the way we go, again, deep into our unconscious. We go deep within our soul. And here is the main bucket of energy, guys. Oh, hi, Marla. How are you? Thank you. How are you? So nice to see you. Yes, it's interesting to know that here we have the main source of energy. Okay, the main source of energy is right here in our subconscious, something we call absolute self, according to Carl Gustav Jung, right? Something we call the drive, something we call the happiness, something we call, I call it the soul, right? This inner part of you, this inner, you know, source of who you are and where are you from and where are you going, okay? This part of you knows what's in the past, what's in the present, what's in the future. It knows what you need to do to get to your goal, and it will give you that support, right? So it's interesting to note, okay, another part that I do want to mention is that, so when you draw the universal, the field lines, what you're doing is you're dipping into that pool of energy, you're dipping into that pool, that bucket of energy, boundless energy, guys. That energy is absolutely unlimited, limitless energy that you can draw from as much as you need, whenever you need, however you need. Okay, this is important to note. So when we add the universal lines, that's exactly what we do. We're bringing that boundless, that limitless energy into our drawing, into our goal, into what we want to do. Oh, wait a minute, sorry. Just realized that it said no energy. Okay. Into what we want to do, into what we want to achieve, into, let's say, this drawing, or, you know, in general in our life. And it's important to bring that line. Also, another thing I do want to mention, guys, for you to keep in mind, that Neurographica, the classical Neurographic, is about the psychological work. It's about the journey toward your goal. Okay, it's a coaching tool, it's a psychological tool, it's a scientific tool. It has been proven. They have been doing dissertation has been written. I'm actually, this is something new for me. I haven't fully yet talked about it, but this is something I am planning to do. Right, this year I'm going into the PhD program within the institute, and this is what I am going to focus my dissertation on. You know, working with the Neurographica, working with the meta-modern quadrants and all of that. But the point is, Neurographica is a scientific tool. It has been proven by research. It has been proven by various, they did the MRIs, or, you know, the head scans and everything like that, to see how Neurographica can influence. Does it work? Does it not? It does work. And it's important to follow the steps. It's important to follow the rules in order to achieve the necessary result, and this is the result you're looking for, you know. So again, when we draw Neurographica, it's the work through is first precedence, you know, it's our main focus. And the beauty of the picture is a secondary emphasis. Okay, so let's say somebody says, but my goal is to create the most beautiful picture. Marla, I do have the raw dissertation that has just been finished in the institute this past August, right? This month actually, that we just finished. So they do have them in Russian, right? There are a couple of people in addition to me. We have some colleagues who are also English speaking, and we will be bringing some maybe English speaking. I do have one. Let me know. Remind me. I'll send it to you in PM, or maybe I'll attach it to this post. Okay, I do have a nice picture that explains, like an article or explanation of few researches that they did. There is a research of somebody who works with oncology that shows how she did Neurographica with her patients, and she shows the research, you know, again, scientifically, how it helps and everything. So yeah, there are articles. I'm going to try to find them and post them for you guys. Okay. Yes, absolutely. So it's interesting to note, for those people who come and tell me, but for me, beauty is very important. I think it, you know, the lines are not, I'll be honest with you, to me personally, the lines are so beautiful. They kind of give this necessary flow to your picture, you know, they give the necessary energy to your picture. But a lot of people who say, I don't like it, it kind of breaks the point of my picture. They say that about both the field lines and the fixing shape, in which case, I'm going to say, then you have a beautiful neuro art. It's a beautiful, and in neuro art, exactly what it is. Neuro art is a type of art where they have neural lines, but the emphasis of the picture is not the psychological step by step, but rather the beauty, the aesthetics, right? And that's okay. However, for those of you who are looking for a specific, you know, outcome of what you're looking for to achieve, you know, your quest, your goal, the thematic idea that you want to focus on, for that specific goal, we need to go through all 7 steps of the algorithm. You need to go through all 7 steps in order to achieve the result. Okay. If you miss a step, that will lead to kind of missing this. Like if you want to miss the field line, then it will lead to missing the support from the universe, right? It's like, you know, how people want to do this. They have the money, and they know what they want to buy. They go to the store, but they can't find, or people who have the money, they want to buy a certain house, they can't find the house they want in the market or in the neighborhood. It's like you there is something you want to achieve, but it's not possible. So you do want to look for those universal, for that divine step. It's important to focus on that, okay? That the universal lines are the steps of the divine, the lines of the divine. They're the help from the above, you know, God, universe, anything you want to refer to it. That's how it works. We need to bring them in order for our picture, for our quest, for our goal, to start going toward the direction where we need to be. Okay, that's how it works out. Just wanted to bring that out. I think that's about it. Yeah, this is what I also wanted to talk. When we discussed so interesting to note, in the beginning of the drawing, right, when we're skipping step 1 and step 2, we're in our ego, right? This is our ego. Ego is the mind. Ego knows what he wants, what he doesn't want. He knows what kind of house he wants to buy, where, specifics, you know, what size is the pool, what size is the garden, you know, what size is the living room, right? Ego is concentrated on here and now. Ego is in our reality. It's in the physical world, right? But we know that the world, and we studied that, we did that a few times, right? When we went through the 4 worlds, where we actually, if you want to do that again, we will be doing it. I'm trying to remember. No, on Monday we're going to do something else. But anyway, if you find one of the 10 principles, we drew that, the 4 worlds, the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual, right? When we started drawing, our mind, our ego is in the physical world, okay? Then we start passing through the emotional, right? Through the operational consciousness, right? The 5 senses, right? Through the way the individual subconscious, right? The egregors and the archetypes, that's our mental world, right? The way we think, the way we process everything around us. And then we get to this very deep unconscious self, the soul, right? And this is where we figure this out. This is where we start finding out that, you know, the universe, the soul knows more about where we need to live, how we need to live, where we need to go, than what our mind, what our ego is thinking when we know. Okay. And that's why we need to bring in the field lines as a kind of, as a support, right? As a way to understand that, you know, we need to bring in this energy into the present. Okay, the energy that knows everything, the boundless energy that knows what to do, knows where to go, how and what, knows better than what our mind, our ego is thinking knows. And that's the energy we're bringing into our present. Okay, this is what I wanted to emphasize here. That's what I wanted to kind of make sure you understand, that the field lines are the most mystical, but they're one of the most, you know, fundamental would be, you know, notice over here, the field lines are where the 5 elements. What are the 5 elements, right? It's interesting that last time we discussed the archetyping, the coloring part of the drawing. We did not have time. It's such a vast topic that we didn't have much time to discuss the energy of the color. We discussed the archetypes, right? And the energy of the color, we actually in Neurographica use the energy of the 5 elements. The 5 elements are the foundations of the world, the foundations of the universe, right? This is how the world was created, right? This is the elements that in nature, but they're not just in nature, they are completely and directly related to everything we do in life. And they are here to, again, to support us, to let us know. It's interesting to know that the 5 elements are studied through the study called Wuxing, right? And there's also Bazi. Bazi is the individual study of the 5 elements, right? Where studying the 5 elements will reveal to you what energies do you have more within your personal, environment, within your personal inner, who you are on the inner self. And it also reveals to you what energy do you need to go on forward, what energy do you need to bring in projects, to start partnerships, anything, buy a house, start a family, bring a child in. This is the basic foundation of the makeup, right? Like a DNA of a human being. So when we draw the field lines, we start bringing in that energy. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. It's something I wanted to bring to you. We have 15 minutes left. I actually wanted to discuss with you. 1 second. I'm gonna turn my cameras back. Hello again. I wanted to discuss with you, everyone. Give me a second. Let me transfer my camera back. Mhm. Hello, here I am. I wanted to discuss with you, as we are discussing the field lines, I know this universal support, the universal help. Hi, Maha. How are you? It's so nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. So glad to see you here on Instagram. I wanted to discuss with you, those of you on Facebook, you can see the sharing of my screen, the new program. Again, talking about the universal field lines, I want to invite you for the new program that I am starting to initiating this coming Monday. It's called the Neurographica Coaching Practice Group. And this month we are focusing on combining the algorithms from the specialist course with the Ho'oponopono method. It's an amazing, amazing fusion, amazing program that I created, again, based on 2 amazing methods, Neurographica by Pavel Piskaryov and Ho'oponopono, actually, this ancient Hawaiian method that I personally learned with Dr. Joe Vitale and Dr. Hulan, and I'm an advanced an advanced Ho'oponopono practitioner and facilitator. And I combined it with Neurographica for a most powerful, most effective way to start to bring those 2 methods to everyone's attention. So I want to tell you about them, okay? The total will be 10 sessions. And within the 10 sessions, we will be having 3 open live sessions, okay? Every Monday, starting this coming Monday on September 13 at 10 a.m., we will be having open sessions where I will be telling you about the deep process or deep understanding of what Ho'oponopono is about, what can we do it, how we can do it, and everything else, everything beyond what was in the book. Dr. Joe Vitale or any other book, Ho'oponopono, that you read, since I studied this more deeper, I will actually bring you the psychology behind it, how to do it, different ways to do it, different possibilities. Everything will be within those 3 sessions, okay? September 13th, 20th, and 27th, 3 Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All the times are EST because that's where I am situated, so I always give you that time. We will be going through the open Ho'oponopono study. This will be mostly, I will be drawing certain things, but mostly it will be open talking, not so much drawing. It's not a practical, but more theoretical application, So I will be doing both on Instagram and on Facebook. It will be live streamed. Now, for those of you who want to go into the practical part more, more into the practical, practicing more, actually using the Ho'oponopono method with the specialist algorithm. Those of you who want to practice the specialist algorithm without having to necessarily go through the specialist. Those of you who want to try out the specialist program without first, kind of practice it, see if you like it before you actually delve into the certified professional program. Those of you who want to maybe as future specialists and instructors, or if you're a specialist now, who want to bring this, I will give you the right, we can talk about it separately. I will give you the rights to use what I'm teaching. If you want to use the Ho'oponopono method within your practice, within your clients, you can again use what I kind of created this course. You can take it and use it. So this will be an amazing, amazing course to use, to bring to practice. If you just want to practice, go through all of those phrases. There's more than 4 phrases. This I want to tell you right away. If you want to take the phrases and practice them and start understanding, if you have a goal in mind, I will be bringing some of my secret knowledge of the psychology of money, psychology of finances. So that I will also start bringing into the practice. Those of you who took the Neurographica coaching first with me, you know what it's about. So that I will also do. That will be 6 sessions, okay? We will have 6 Neurographica practice heavy sessions where we will draw an algorithm. We have 6 algorithms in the specialist course, so each algorithm will go with a phrase. That will be in a private group. Why? Because it will be more a coaching nature, so people want to have their privacy. It will not be open stream. We will have it in a closed Zoom-based session. Okay, so if you want to sign up, you're welcome to. Now, what I'm doing this course, I'm doing something absolutely special for everybody. It will be a special Ho'oponopono labyrinth session. I am figuring it out if I'm going to be doing it open or not yet. I will figure out probably closer to the event. Okay, we'll see. But it will be a Ho'oponopono based labyrinth session. We'll go through the labyrinths. I will lead you. Maybe we will get to draw labyrinths. We'll see how it goes, okay? Now, if you are registering, you will have all sessions available to you. I will send them to you, as a paid participant. You get the right to have all the sessions. I organize them. You go in a special group and you will have access. If you are, for whatever reason, cannot be registered, you're not interested in participating fully yet, you're welcome to do that later. Everything will be recording. But in this case, you're welcome to just attend the Ho'oponopono sessions where I will tell you about this amazing method in a much deeper process. Now, I'm doing something very special this year where the energy exchange, or as some people call it, the fee, the payment will be pay what you can model, sliding scale fee model, where I know people have different economical situations nowadays, with the world still being recovering, half of it is still recovering, half of it is still deep in turmoil with the pandemic and everything. But I feel it's important for people to continue growing, to continue doing what they need to do, doing what they love to do in order to bring, energy, health, everything you're looking for to themselves, to the environment, to their families. So this course is equivalent to $200, 10 sessions. However, if you are lacking funds, let me know. We can work this out. You can pay less and we can work out a different way. We can exchange energy, so the energy exchange would be complete. Let me know, PM me, let me know, Lana, I'm interested, what can we do? And we can figure the ways out, maybe you can announce it to social media, kind of spread the word. That would be a nice energy exchange. Maybe you can bring a friend who is interested to learn also. That would be another energy exchange. The more we exchange energy, the better it is. So different ways to do it is fine. Okay. I want to thank you. I am going to say goodbye. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about the Neurographica, this advanced Ho'oponopono with Neurographica course, let me know. I will be glad to answer questions. I will be glad to answer your PMs. Again, this is a phenomenal session, a phenomenal course where we're going to explore both Neurographica algorithms and the Ho'oponopono on a deeper, more more knowledgeable level, okay? And of course, with the practice, hands-on practice. I want to thank you for joining me today. I had a blast discussing with you one of my favorite parts, the field lines. Like, the field lines are amazing, right? Like I said, I personally love the field lines. I think they're really, add to the picture. Like, if I don't have field lines, I feel like on like what we drew on on Monday, right? On Sunday, I did the butterfly effect, right? And in the butterfly effect, the very first diagnostic picture has no field lines and no fixing. And I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, this picture is incomplete, which it is, right? It's a part of the butterfly effect course. Those of you who are interested, let me know. It's an amazing course. Also welcome to join. Okay, we're actually starting the second session on tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have the second session. You're welcome to join. It's an amazing course. Again, it's 5 sessions. 2 of them will be combined, so a total of 4 sessions. And again, the energy exchange is pay what you can. Guys, start. I want you guys to know as much as possible, practice as much as possible of Neurographica. Start bringing what you love, doing what you love on a practical level, almost every day if you want to do it this way. And it will bring results. It will bear some fruits for you. If we're talking about the fall, we're in the fall now. Definitely advise all of you, if you're interested to join, don't worry about the funds. Let me know. We'll work with you. It's, sliding scale model paying again. Let me know what we can do. My job here is to make sure you guys are equipped with as many techniques as possible to start bringing your goals, your ideas to the world. Okay. Again, thank you for joining me today. I'm wishing you a beautiful day ahead. By me, it started to rain outside, but it's still nice. And, it's light outside. It's beautiful. And let's enjoy the day ahead. Goodbye, everybody.